Good to be with you, Natasha.
Niall, I do want to talk to you about this breaking news that is just coming into our newsroom right now. Apparently, an 11th hour bid, President Biden set to issue a pardon for his son, Hunter. What are you learning about this? I understand it's breaking as we speak.
It is breaking as we speak, and we have a statement from President Biden saying that today he signed a pardon for his son, Hunter. He goes on to say that from the day he took office, he said he would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and he kept his word beyond that point. But then he says that the charges in this case came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. So, I mean, obviously this is going to be hugely controversial. There's no question about that. It is somewhat unexpected in that the White House had previously suggested this would not happen. There were questions certainly about commutation, for example, which I remember the White House pressing back against. Now, this is, as you say, breaking news, like literally within the last couple of minutes, Natasha. Yeah. So obviously, we'll learn more about this. We will get more reaction to it. But a very, very striking moment from President Biden with about 50 days or so left of his term.
Niall, is this an uncharacteristic and frankly shocking reversal on the part of Biden? Because he has repeatedly said that he would not use his executive authority in this manner to pardon his son or to commute his sentence. How unexpected is this?
It's very unexpected. I don't think anyone really had envisioned this. People had envisioned the theoretical possibility of it. That's why the White House kept being asked about it. But those suggestions, those questions, seemed to be quite firmly rebutted at the time. And indeed, it was a sort of a badge of honor for the White House to note that the president would not interfere in his son's case, would let the investigations run their course. So for him to do an about-face on that in the waning days of his presidency is pretty striking and will obviously cause a lot of criticism.
I think the timeline of this is interesting as well. I mean, it's obviously the first of the month on December 12th. You know, this pardon coming ahead of his sentencing that is set for the 12th. The conviction on federal gun charges involved there. And then separately on December 16th, he was set to be sentenced in a separate criminal case. He pled guilty in September to federal tax evasion charges. And it is interesting, Niall, this pardon is expected to cover both of these things, both the gun charges, the conviction there, and the guilty plea as well. Is that right?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge. I'm just scanning the statement as we go, but it would appear that that is the case. And obviously, the fact that there are those two separate cases is in itself significant. I mean, you will remember, Natasha, that at one point there was a plea deal that Hunter Biden had taken that then fell apart, and then it plunged us all back into this storyline, this trajectory. It was obviously a personally painful matter for the president and, of course, for Hunter Biden and for the extended family. But nonetheless, to actually pardon a member of one's own family does seem to call into very obvious question the idea that you're letting the Justice Department and justice system work its own path. I mean, by definition, you're not doing that if you're saying, well, I'm the president and he's my son, so I'm going to let him off with it.
It is fascinating, and this pardoning power would assure that his son doesn't serve any jail time. Very quickly, Niall, you spend such a great time really understanding the psyche and the behind-the-scenes workings of both Obama and then Biden. Tell me a little bit about this moment in time he finds himself in, scrambling to try to put together a legacy after just such a bruising loss for his party. At one point during the DNC, praised for stepping aside right in the right moment, and now just raked over the coals by his own party for not stepping aside soon enough before this stunning loss. He makes this decision this weekend after saying that he wouldn't. He has always had such a vocal, in-touchness with his moral compass, and really prides himself on that. Niall, what is happening here?
Well, I don't think it's anything that will be great for his legacy. I mean, I think that people might understand on a human level pardoning a member of one's own family, but I don't think it is a great thing to boast about.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.